Here in Bangladesh we have many rivers, and most of the rivers have bridges which needs to collection of tolls. The toll collection process is usually manual and needs a lot of manpower, and it is very time consuming process. Here we have built this toll collection system to reduce waste of time and human resource, and most importantly we have tried to eliminate corruption involving in toll collection systems. Now let me introduce the basic components of this toll collection system. Number 1, RFID tag. Number 2, RFID sensor. Number 3, the load cell. And number 4, 80 mega16 microcontrollers. First of all, let me introduce the RFID system. Every RFID tag contains a unique identification number. When we place the RFID tag near the RFID sensor, the sensor will receive its identification number and store that number in. Every car will have a RFID tag attached to it that will give the car a unique identification. The identification of the car along with the bank account number of the owner of that car will be previously stored in the data. Our second component is the load sensor. The load sensor senses the weight of the car, and the amount of toll will be proportional to the weight of the car. The third component of this system are 5 80 mega16 microcontrollers. These microcontrollers act as the processors of this hardware-based system. These microcontrollers receive data from the load sensor and the RFID sensor and transmits them to the central database contained in the PC. These microcontrollers also control the direction of the car and the gates that control the directions of this car. Now let me briefly introduce the database part. The database will contain the RFID of the car along with the owner's bank account number. Upon receiving the RFID of the car, the database will cut the toll money from the owner's bank account and will send a notification SMS to the owner using a GSM modem. The whole process in action. Here comes the car. The RFID receiver senses its RFID tag, and the RFID of that car goes to a central database. Now the car approaches a little bit and steps on the weight sensor. The weight sensor senses the weight of the car and sends the weight to the microcontroller. The microcontroller then sends the weight to the central database in the. Now since the microcontroller has received the ID and the weight of the car, it opens the gate so that the car can move on. If the car doesn't show up its RFID, the gate will be closed and the car will be told to go to left. Since the car doesn't contain a valid RFID, he must pay his toll manually according to his weight. Since the RFID and the weight of the car has been successfully received, the owner of the car will receive an SMS notification of his toll money being cut from the bank account.
बोले ना कि